You ever had that feeling at the end of a week or at the end of a long day where you think, I deserve this? Glass of wine, maybe a cold beer, maybe more than one. You've worked hard and you've earned it. But here's the question. If every week ends in the same cycle of reward, followed by a hangover, poor sleep, or just that emotional heaviness the next day, are we really rewarding ourselves? Or are we just paying to sort of rent or borrow a temporary feeling of relief? Today, I want to explore drinking as a reward, not just for working all week, but for being a stay at home parent, for studying, or however you spend your time, really. I want to look at what this pattern is telling us about the lives we've built and what it might look like to break free from it. For a lot of people, Friday night marks the starting line of freedom. You've slogged through the week, maybe dealing with a boss who drains you, deadlines that stress you out, commuting, paying bills, all that day-to-day stuff that we all have to get through in the normal course of life. So Friday night becomes the payoff. That first drink feels like crossing into a different world. The problem is the weekend effect doesn't actually give us freedom. It takes some of it away. We hand over part of our hard-earned money, but also our hard-earned rest. Because once alcohol's in the picture, the quality of that rest, physical, emotional, mental, just completely plummets. You end up in a loop where you never quite catch up and you're never really feeling properly rested or restored. Monday rolls around and you're still tired from Friday night. You've paid for that treat with your energy. And this isn't just about people who work 9 to 5. Stay-at-home parents, your week doesn't even end. There's no clocking off when you've got a toddler who needs you at 6 a.m. on a Saturday. For some parents, that evening glass of wine is not even about Friday. It's about finally getting a moment of clarity and time where nobody needs anything from you. Students, the same logic applies. You might be studying all day, all week, pouring your mental energy into exams or projects. The drink becomes a signal you can stop pushing. But again, the next morning, you've paid for it in focus, energy, and probably motivation. And then there's holidays or vacations. You spend money you've worked so hard for to go somewhere beautiful. You tell yourself you're going to relax, you're going to treat yourself, and then the very thing you choose to treat yourself with starts stealing the very thing you came for. You're waking up groggy in paradise, needing naps in the middle of the day, feeling less present with the people that you're with, maybe irritable, tired, zoned out, or in worse cases, completely incapacitated. It's such a common loop. We try to enhance our joy and relaxation, but the tool we're using is actually blunting it and hindering the relaxation that we deeply need. Now, here's where I think it gets interesting. If we're constantly living for the reward of the end of the day or the end of the week, what does that really tell us about the rest of our time? Now, I'm not saying life can or even should be 100% fun. We all have to do things that we'd rather not do sometimes. Go to work, pay bills, take the bins out, deal with admin, clean, tidy, organise. That's just life. But if we're spending the bulk of our waking hours doing things we find so unrewarding that we need a drink just to make it feel worth it, maybe it's time to take a closer look. Are we in a job that's draining us to the point that we can't enjoy the time when we're not working? Are we structuring our days in ways that leave no space for small moments of real rest? Have we built lives that are functional but not fulfilling? Because here's the truth, the less you need external rewards to make your life feel okay, the less something like alcohol even appeals to you. If the work you do, whether that's paid work or parenting, studying or building something, already feels meaningful and satisfying, the urge to escape it just fades. So the next time you find yourself thinking, I deserve this, maybe just pause for a moment, zoom out into the third person and ask, what is it that I'm actually craving? Is it rest? Is it connection? Is it feeling free? Just be inquisitive and allow the answer to float up to the surface. Ask yourself, is there a way I can get those things directly without having to pay for them tomorrow? For me, breaking the reward loop wasn't just about taking alcohol off the table. It was about making the rest of my life feel less like something I had to escape from. It's a work in progress. I'm not saying I've got it all worked out, but I am now living from this new sense of lucidity and clarity where I'm able to see that pattern that the old me used to fall into. And when you can make even small changes in that direction, the need for that Friday night fix just starts to fade. Not because you're forcing yourself to give it up, but because you've just outgrown it. You've started to build a life that's in alignment with who you are and what you truly want. Your life slowly becomes the reward. It's in the small details that compound and lead you one step at a time closer to feeling fulfilled. I hope this video gives you something to think about, because the best reward isn't a drink at the end of the day, it's a life you don't feel like escaping from. So if you've ever felt trapped in this reward loop, or you're interested in learning more about how to change your relationship with alcohol, keep on watching In the Third Person. I'll see you next week.